What just happened? Princess Leonor's fairytale moment with Prince Christian stuns everyone's heart. A royal gala, all eyes on the future queen. Then, he walked in. Unexpected, unscripted. They shared one glance. Then something happened. Not political, not ceremonial. And it changed everything. It was supposed to be a standard royal gathering. Formal, predictable, cold, until they stepped into the same room. Princess Leonor of Spain, Prince Christian of Denmark. Two heirs, two nations, one moment. It didn't begin with a kiss or a speech. It began with a look. The setting, the Royal European Summit, hosted in Copenhagen. An annual event meant to foster diplomacy between royal houses. But this year, something shifted. The cameras were ready for the expected, monarchs shaking hands, families posing on red carpets. What they captured instead was something raw, real. Leonor entered wearing a pale blue gown, graceful, composed, every bit the future Queen of Spain. Her posture was perfect, her expression, guarded, until she saw him. Prince Christian, tall, poised, recently celebrated his 18th birthday. Denmark's pride. And when he turned and saw her, everything changed. He smiled. Not the royal smile, not the press smile, but something genuine. She smiled back. The cameras caught it, but what they didn't catch was the energy in the room. It froze. Even seasoned diplomats noticed. Two heirs, two separate paths, suddenly colliding. They spoke quietly, not mic'd, not staged. It was awkward at first, then effortless. Observers described it as magnetic. As if they weren't being watched by the world. Just two young people, finding something human in a world ruled by protocol. So what did they say? No one knows for sure. But insiders close to both royal families say the chemistry was impossible to ignore. And that was just the beginning. Later that evening, during the official dinner, seating was arranged by protocol. But somehow, they ended up side by side. Coincidence? Doubtful. A leaked seating chart suggests a last-minute adjustment, reportedly requested by the Spanish team. When asked, the palace denied it. But body language never lies. Christian leaned in. Leonor laughed. The kind of laugh you don't fake when you're being watched. And when the orchestra began to play, he offered his hand. She paused, then took it. They danced. And for a few minutes, the headlines stopped. There were no scandals, no crises, no controversies, just two young royals, alone in a moment that felt like a fairy tale. But here's where it gets deeper. This wasn't just a sweet interaction. It was a statement. Royal families don't do accidents. Every move is calculated. So what did this moment signal? Is it just youthful chemistry? Or the beginning of a quiet alliance between two monarchies? Let's break that down. Leonor has been under enormous pressure. Since her return from military training, she's been portrayed as strong, duty-bound, emotionally reserved. This was the first time she appeared unguarded in public. And Christian, his image has been carefully crafted, polished, reserved. Until now, that dance, it wasn't just grace, it was connection. Royal commentators across Europe have already started asking the big question. Is this the beginning of something more? Let's rewind. Both Leonor and Christian grew up in the spotlight. Both are heirs to thrones that rely on public approval. Both have parents who married outside of royalty. Queen Letizia was a journalist. Crown Princess Mary, a marketing executive from Australia. Their marriages weren't just love stories. They were modernizing moments. Could Leonor and Christian be the next? If they were to unite, it would be one of the most symbolic royal unions in decades. Spain and Denmark, two monarchies with deep history, linked not through politics but through love. And the public is already obsessed. Clips of their interaction have gone viral. Every smile, every touch, analyzed frame by frame. Fans on social media are calling it the new William and Kate moment. Except more subtle, more mysterious, more European. But with every story like this, there's tension behind the beauty. Because not everyone in the palace is thrilled. According to one palace insider, Queen Letizia is cautious. Not opposed, but cautious. She knows how fast narratives can spiral. She knows that one rumor can turn into pressure. And Leonor's image is her masterpiece, carefully curated, perfectly managed. This moment was not in the script. And on the Danish side, there's silence. But silence can be strategic. Prince Christian's team knows the power of public perception. And they also know the risk. Because if this moment is misread, if it turns into a media frenzy, both young royals could be forced to step back, just when their humanity finally began to show. But let's return to what matters. Not the headlines, not the speculation, the feeling. Two young people, two impossible lives, one shared glance, a dance, a pause in time, and in that pause, a fairy tale was born, not the kind with dragons and castles, but the kind that lives in whispers, in stolen moments, in eyes that say what words cannot. Will there be a next chapter? That remains to be seen. But for now, the world has felt something rare, something real, and in the halls of cold marble and endless traditions, Leonor and Christian reminded us that even in royalty, love still finds a way.